Fox Business alert. The jury finding Ghislaine Maxwell guilty on 5 out of 6 charges she faced. Joining me now by phone is attorney Mercedes Colwin. Mercedes, thank you for being with us by phone. Want to start with your reaction to the verdict, guilty on 5 counts, not on all 6. Your reaction?
Not at all surprised, especially when you heard that some of the accusers actually took the stand and they're just recounting the horrors of what they went through at the hands of Ms. Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. It was clear that the jury was going in that direction. And some of the readbacks, by the way, kept giving an indication, at least to all of us that were looking inward, saying there has to be something that the jury is really focusing in on. And they asked the judge to continue to look at that testimony. So obviously that testimony really swayed the jury.
So you had guilty on 5 of the 6 charges. Let's talk about the not guilty verdict on the second count. What's going on there, Mercedes?
Well, I mean, there was a readback where one of the accusers had been, at least by the defense, their testimony had been discounted. There had been some differences between her account in courtroom versus her account later on, or I should say prior to her courtroom, where she made some statements to during the FBI investigation. So it may have been something that simple, but thankfully there were others that they weren't impeached. Their credibility wasn't impeached in any way, so that was able to sustain a guilty verdict for the other charges.
You know, the defense here wanted to say this is about Jeffrey Epstein, not about Ghislaine Maxwell. Clearly, the jury feels differently. Were you surprised by the defense strategy here in making that claim, or was that really the only thing that was available to them at that point?
An empty seat is always it's a great technique that the defenses use. The empty seat could be a witness. It could be another co-conspirator. There's always, if you can say to a jury that there are others that were complicit and really the mastermind behind the crimes and really the one that perpetuated the crimes, it's an empty seat. It's a great way to deflect the focus on your client. Yes, and especially because everyone coming in knew about Jeffrey Epstein. They knew what he had been accused of. You'd have to have been living under a rock not to know what he had been accused of before his death. So certainly that probably it didn't resonate because with the testimony evidence that came in, there were specific recollections by the accuser in which they said that Ghislaine Maxwell actually assaulted them. That was touching them inappropriately, sexually, criminally. These are some of the ones that testified were minors, and according to their testimony, they had been abused at Ghislaine Maxwell's hands. So it's hard to keep pointing to an empty chair when you have evidence that's so damning.
So, you know, the question everybody turns to now is sentencing, Mercedes. What do you think we're going to see there?
Well, they're talking about 70 years. I know that this is a federal case, so there are sentencing guidelines that the judge will look at, and that what we've heard, it's been reported about 70 years. It's going to be, whatever it is, anything less than 50 years, it's the balance of Ghislaine Maxwell's life. She's in her 60s. She will live out the rest of her life behind bars. I'm sure there will be appeals. Obviously, she has the resources to appeal, but frankly, there really wasn't anything during the course of the trial that really resonates that there might be a chance of getting the convictions overturned and then have a new trial. Doesn't seem likely.
You know, Mercedes, just as a last thought, as you look at the verdict here and then you look ahead, do you see this leading to, you know, the web here is so big and it's so convoluted, and there are so many personalities potentially involved and wrapped up in all of this. With this verdict, do you expect anything going forward? Does this change anything in terms of the overall and ongoing story of everything involved with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, clearly?
Oh, you're exactly right. I mean, there is a tremendous web of individuals that were involved, or at least in these circles that was Jeffrey Epstein and the circle of influence that he had. Anyone that's ever represented a client that has been in the crosshairs of a federal investigation will tell you that they are dogged, aggressive, no stone is left unturned. So there's no doubt that there will be others that will at least be continue to be investigation, because there are, as you said, a lot of individuals that could conceivably and potentially be brought to trial, and we'll have to see. But certainly this may just be the tip of the iceberg.
Well, that's the question, Mercedes. Is it just another tip of this iceberg? But we got big news today. Guilty on 5 of 6 counts. Ghislaine Maxwell will await the sentencing, but as you said, it is for the balance of her life. Mercedes Colwin, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your insight.